Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of DEVChats. Today, I'm sitting here with Eyal and Asaf Geva from Peanut Button. Guys, thanks for joining us today.
Hey.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having us. This is so much fun, really. So our
I'm
first
glad.
interview in the metaverse, however you want to call it.
Metaverse or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we try to make it fun. Like I said, and we can always get people from around the world to come in here. We're sitting in the same room. It's like we're hanging out, and I love that part of VR. That's
Amazing.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Today, we are here to talk about The Secret of Metropolis, a wonderful, charming game. I'm not going to go into it too much right now. We'll get into that in a bit. Just want to get to know the two of you a little better right now. What is your history within the gaming sphere? Is this the first time that you guys are doing a game here? Or did you guys do anything prior to this? What is your history in the gaming or VR sphere here?
Well, we certainly come more to VR than gaming. I think Asaf was initially the one who brought VR into our lives.
Yeah, but I think I don't know if you said we're brothers, so that's not, that's a part of our history that's relevant, I guess. And we.
But not the gaming history, just our history.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. No, yes. The Eyal brothers, I do apologize. I did not mention.
Yeah, being brothers and growing up together, we created all sorts of stuff, more like in stories, interactive stories with the tools we have, like PowerPoint presentations or, video
really
camera.
As kids.
Yeah, that's how we just loved jamming together, doing stuff, creating stuff together. And then
not only games,
VR,
but comics, stories, videos, like anything.
Yeah, anything of that. Yeah, anything like that. And then, as Eyal said, I bought an Oculus developer kit at around 2015. I think it was the Dev2 kit, the DK2. And the first project I made was making a VR marriage proposal to my then girlfriend, and it worked. She's now my wife. So that was the moment I got hooked on creating for VR. And I brought Eyal over and showed him what can be done with VR, and we just, talked about all the potential for storytelling and gaming, and from then on.
Yeah, I myself studied screenwriting and film, and I thought maybe to get into, I worked in cinema and television and radio, but since Asaf had his VR headset, the DK2, I think, and we started making things like nothing can beat it. Like nothing can beat a good experience in VR. When it was so early on.
No, I definitely agree with you there. And I mean, in essence, you're still getting a chance to write a screenplay here and a movie along with the game that you're doing there. So you're integrating both, and it is done quite well. So
thank you. I think it's done. Yeah. It's even more exciting. It's even more exciting to write something that can feel a new and a novel experience, and not just a movie. Like even one interesting game in VR can be a whole lot more interesting than interesting movie. A movie these days need to be like or big budget in a spectacular way, or something that is really edgy, and we could do something that is very classic and in its still style and storytelling.
And there's such a flood in any other medium, like in television and film. It's like who even cares what series come out anymore, because like they come out daily. It's a flood. There's too much.
When somebody tells me there's a series I have to see, I kind of feel bad, because it's like homework. There's so many TV shows to watch, but a new VR game, it's much more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I do kind of miss the building the hype for the shows or what's coming up next week and then promoting that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, now everything's there at once. Like, and I'll binge watch, you know. If it's something good, I'll sit there and go through a whole series in there, and then you're like, great, now I don't have anything to... now I'm not going to be able to watch that one again. There's nothing like for me to get excited about again. So I do appreciate that there's a lot of stuff to check out there. But at the same time, we're losing your hand. There we go.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Lost. Happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I
need
like
to
I said,
turn
I
off
do
my
appreciate
Philip Springhand ability in real life.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate that there's a lot of stuff there, but yeah, sometimes it's too much. Like even going through and looking through is kind of overwhelming at times because there's just so much there, and you're just like looking for that particular thing that you want to see, and you could be searching for like an hour just to find like a couple things you may want to watch in there. But I love the fact
and also
that
as
you guys
creators,
did
like
that
there's
with
no way
the game.
for.
Yeah.
Sorry, as creators, like if you're making something like on a pancake screen, either a game or a TV series, like the chances of it being picked up or noticed at the are so small. And I think VR is a space that you can do something really guerrilla style and have it be really unique and
also
out.
the community in VR.
The community
we just
is
talked
something
about
else
it
in
before I
VR.
started recording. The community is amazing. Like people with open mind that are willing to try new things, and if they like it, they spread it around. Like we didn't had any marketing budget for the game. Just people played it and loved it, and I think we enjoyed making the game. We put our hearts and souls into it. But if it was a pancake game or a movie or anything like this, I don't see any community coming and embracing it the way the VR community. I hope to believe they embraced the Secret of Metropolis.
Yeah, and I want to take the chance and really say thanks because like it was really surprising to us the extent of how this community really championed what we did. It was so not obvious.
Yeah, thanks.
So really, thank you to anyone seeing
everyone.
it.
Yeah, I mean it's a unique game. It really is, and it's some people will just go for their shooters or whatever else out there, and that's the only thing they play, and they're missing out on so much other stuff out there, in my opinion. Good storytelling, good dialogue, a fun game. Doesn't need to be a AAA blockbuster out there for everybody. I know a lot of people coming in now that's what they're expecting. There's so many different things you can experience. Don't limit yourself.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with shooters or AAA blockbusters.
Oh,
but
I love them, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
But yeah, once you finish your Half-Life Alyx, and all the AAAs, then you ask, okay, now what? And I think VR can offer you something else. And
yeah, I love getting to those people saying, oh, now what? Here's a million things you could check out. You know what I mean? Like, I see people go through and then they get done with those couple games and they're like, well, I don't want to play anything else. I'm just going to sell my headset. It's like, okay. Don't know why. You guys, there's a million things out there that you can see, and there's only going to be more now. I mean, like you were talking about originally, there wasn't a lot of people out there. There wasn't a lot of promotion from Facebook, or anybody out there at the time. And, I was happy. I played kind of in the background, and I was kind of just helping people out. Then we started doing the show here to get people to know you guys. Get to know you a little better, see how hard you guys are working to do this, let them know that you're not EA or any big company that will just ignore what people say all the time. And you guys know what I mean there. It's a tough one. You can write.
Yeah.
And that's why people start yelling at them on Twitter and those places and stuff like that there, because there's the only way to get through is if you flood them with all the stuff. No, you guys are here to talk to. You're here to make games that people want to play. So if you're not listening to the community or not getting involved with the community, it's going to be tough to end up selling a game there. And I know for you guys that you didn't really have any marketing budget there. And, we're here to help you because you made an amazing game,
Thank
and I
you
want
so
people
much.
to see this thing.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, I mean, like I said, I do play a lot of games. Some of them are good, some of them are, yeah. But when you get to a good one, you really appreciate it. And I'm probably going to say this a million times, guys. Sorry, but it is good. But so it was three of you guys that put this together. Is that correct? Literally in a basement, putting this together.
So three guys full time in a basement. So basically, me, Eyal, and Daniel, who worked with us on the amazing art of the game, and then we got also help from some friends on the sound mixing and mastering, and Yuval Levy, our amazing musician, who did an original score that we fell in love with. Who am I forgetting?
Maybe we can tell. It's like it's not official yet, but the soundtrack is going
it's coming out to
like in a week or two.
Everything, yeah.
Oh, you guys releasing a physical copy of it, or are you doing putting it on Spotify or anything like that?
On Spotify, like all the streaming services and YouTube.
Oh, awesome!
If there will be demand for a physical copy, we can think about it. It's our first time of releasing an album of any kind, but we're so excited to share only the music. Like maybe I can't stop listening to the music, although I've played the game so many times, and for me it's the most immersive component of the game is to make the music super immersive, and I think that Yuval, who did the music, did such an amazing job.
Oh, who was the one that sang for Jenny in there? She had an amazing voice.
Singer?
Yeah, because there's
her name is. Well, the voice of maybe there was a like loudness, right? Because my.
Okay. We're all at home. It's kind of things are going to happen. Not a worry.
Yeah, people are walking around me. Okay, so just say it again. The voice of Jenny Montage, she was played by Maya Flem, and the singing is not her, but a singer, a real live jazz singer called Rima Schneiderman, and she was she was so good and. Maybe I can tell that in the session I was there like as the audio manager with Yuval, the musician who also produced the music and recorded her, and we told her about the game and about Jenny Montage and about the story. She's a robot, she's singing this I don't want to spoil this, but we told her about when in the game she sings the jazz song and why, and there's many improvisations.
And maybe it's not a spoiler to say that it's supposed to be a distraction, right?
It's supposed to be a distraction. So all the part of her like singing "Look Only at Me," she improvised it, and this was amazing. And we really enjoyed making the song. And in the end, it really resonated with the game and with it being an immersive experience with a character that's really looking for your attention, like as a movie star and as a jazz singer.
And I think something...
Wink, wink.
Something... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the
it's
cool
something
part,
that only in jazz.
Yeah. When you're making a project that is so cool and appealing, people just, flock, like talented people want to help. So Rima isn't just, not only she's an amazing singer, she actually was, she understood the situation, and, her improvising everything was just like so surprising. Like it really made that scene so much better.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. I mean, and yeah, the fact that I got a chance to listen to it again sometime there. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to give away too many spoilers there either. That was amazing too.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, so that was great to see that there and have the chance to just
There's so much fun that VR is so new as medium that you can do things that surprise the players, like things that they don't think VR games supposed to do. Like, and you show them, no, VR games can do a whole lot of a range of stuff and experiences and emotions. It doesn't have to be just one thing. And if we did like a game that showed just one thing, maybe another dev I hope, will see it and say, no, I can think of other ideas that I want to bring out. This would be amazing.
Yeah, I do see that happening at times here. Yeah, usually you guys will end up meeting somewhere or come across somewhere there.
Yeah,
you guys are it's a small community, so yeah. Oh, sorry,
when we just started, we played virtual. It's so hard to me to say because my English is not so good. Virtual reality by Tender Claws, and it was like this game was so good. Of course, we love Job Simulator, Super Hot, Beat Saber, all like the first games to come out. Robo Recall was the first days of VR, like one of the best games out there. And Tender Claws did something that was so different, and for us is like we said, okay, we want to do something that is narrative driven and weird and interesting. Like this is the type of things we maybe can do. So we're so excited to think about people playing our game and like saying, oh, we want to do stuff like this. Then they'll come up with ideas so good that we'll be like, oh, how the hell did they think about it?
That would just blow our minds if it so happens that our game inspires other devs to do their own art and their own stuff.
I totally
agree.
Minds were blown just seeing the decor you guys made for this show. It was for us so good.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, they love what they do, and we love what you guys do. So it's just something fun and different for you guys to come in here and do that. So appreciate you saying that.
It is different, yeah.
I'm sure they'll love hearing that. That's great. And can you, for people that haven't played, can you guys give us a description or elevator pitch of the game?
Yeah, so the Secret of Metropolis is a marriage between old school point-and-click adventure games from the 90s and old school film noir from the 60s in order to make a whole new genre of VR storytelling game, which is a detective story in a futuristic sci-fi city of robots. Humans are nowhere to be found. We don't know what happens to them. And the city is inhabited only by robots who are there to keep the past alive, human past alive and human civilization and values. That's what they're doing. In there, you're playing Philip Log, who is a hard-boiled robot detective. He was once a cop in the RPD, the Retropolis Police Department, but he wasn't good at being part of the system. He quit, and now he's a private eye, the only private eye in the city of robots. And the game starts when a robotic film star called Jenny Montage approaches Philip with a shady job that he has to do. And during the game, you find yourself getting knee-deep in a citywide conspiracy of robots, corruption, love, death, and what else, Eyal?
It sounds amazing. I really want to play it. You made me want to play it.
Yeah, maybe I'll play it again afterwards.
That was very, very well said. A lot better than I could have done the pitch there for you. So I'm glad that you took that.
Well, we practiced it a lot. We talked a lot about the game.
Every time I enter an elevator, I just do the elevator pitch, no matter who's around.
And leading into that, the humor in the game is just fantastic. Like I was telling you guys earlier, like I love comedy and I love humor and stuff like that. There's a lot of games that try to put a joke out there and fail. So I'm doing quite well, but you guys I mean, that was amazing. You guys had me laughing the entire time. I mean, you get the emotional part of it along with the character, along with Philip, with everything that's going on there. But,
I think that it's supposed to start
it's
supposed to start with some laughs. It's supposed to start with mystery, and it's supposed to be funny. If we got the funny and mystery right, we get to do something emotional in the end. Maybe. But it's supposed to be funny, so I'm really glad to hear you found it funny.
Yeah, I have a note about that actually, because we love comedy as well, and Eyal is a brilliant writer, but making something funny in VR, it's hard. Like we've before Retropolis, we've been prototyping and experimenting with VR for several years, and it was so hard for us to make people laugh in VR in the beginning. Like we usually, after playtesting, like a prototype we did, we had a questionnaire. We asked people how funny the jokes were, 1 to 5. And in the beginning, the response we got is, what jokes are you talking about? Like people didn't understand when we were trying to tell them a joke in VR. And even getting that right wasn't easy. Like it took time and trial and error.
Yeah, when people told us the jokes, when we made a game and we got a feedback the jokes were bad, we were like, yay, there's a joke. Because it's so hard to make a narrative experience with all the freedom of VR. We had to find exactly how do you do the interaction and the space and the art style so people would be in the right mindset to even hear a joke and make something funny.
And make sure they're looking the right way to, see what's going on there too as well, in case they miss part of what you're trying to show them. You keep them focused on that.
It took us a long time. Like we did a lot of prototypings with hideous mistakes of how to use the VR medium in order to tell a story. And it took us a long time to find something that I think the player would say it's quite simple, but getting to the simple formula is quite hard. Also, if we talk about the jokes in the game, it's a good time to say Amir Glickman who's a friend of mine for a long time, is doing Philip, the voice of Philip, and he's a stand-up comedian. So every time, I have a joke in the script, so he improvises with it and trying a bunch of different jokes. So it also helps the game to be more funny, that Philip is funny, the actor is of Philip.
Yeah, I mean, it's he had a really familiar voice, though. But I mean, or else he just has that voice that just sounds familiar to everybody there. But yeah, no, it's the
he just has this. I also do for a living commercials, like in the radio, but in Hebrew. But he has this kind of voice of somebody who needs to be around a microphone. There are people like this. And it's good to have one as your friend. It's good to have one as your friend if you're doing a game.
I definitely agree. That is very handy. That's you seem like you guys had a stellar team putting this together. I mean, I know three of you guys were the main brains behind all of it there, but like I said, everybody that pitched in.
No, the team is so important. Like we wouldn't be able to do it alone with help of so many talented people.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know. I'm sorry. I'm really going to say that 50 times today while we're talking, but
we're never tired of it. I just hope the audience is also not.
So you guys said you have other plans for other headsets that you're working on, so we'll end up seeing this more, which is great. I've seen you guys put it on sale here and there. Is that correct? But I mean, it's at the price point that you guys have it at right now is great in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like short experiences out there.
We're planning on having more sales. Yeah. We are planning of putting it on a sale when it's the right time. And also, maybe we can say we are, like, it's not official yet, but we, like, if someone played it, we wouldn't able to say, the story ends there, like no spoilers, but
Right.
you can tell for yourself the story should continue. So we're doing our best to tell you what happens next with Philip and Jenny. I don't know if that's all we can say right now. You tell me. He's the older brother. You can only count
And
on
the
what
older
he's
brother.
saying.
But yeah, I think suffice to say that we're looking into how to get more of the story in the hands of the amazing community that awaits it.
Awesome. I'm very excited to hear that.
Yeah,
it's
we
guys. It's hard.
want
It's hard to
to-
like.
yeah.
It's hard to dance around this game here because we don't want to spoil too much for you because we don't want to end up ruining the story too as well. So we're going to give you as much as we can here without ruining it for you. Because I hate when people do that to me. You know what I mean? Like somebody watches the show the next day, they're blabbing about it. I'm like, hey, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet or anything. You know,
Let's say that if you played the game, if someone played the game and he noticed really good, he can find some clues for what's going to happen next. Like we have some kind of clues.
It's all planted inside. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I don't know. We don't want to spoil, but there's a villain out there. Like this,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh,
So
yeah,
there's some clues about him.
I don't want to say too much there either.
Okay, maybe I've said too much. We've said too much.
No, you haven't. I don't want to say too much because I'm excited. I'll end up saying things that you guys don't. I don't want to end up ruining it for people there. But yeah, going back to why I was bringing up the sales there, it wasn't to like push you guys to drop the price of the game or anything. My point was it's worth what you guys have it at right now. Some people will try to push that limit too far for something, but you guys are putting in a lot of work on this stuff. And yes, it is short, but it is very exciting, and it's the right amount of time for you to go through and do what you need to do. You could spend a little more time in there if you're figuring out things, right? Yeah, if sometimes it may take you a little bit.
Definitely.
Sometimes you may need some help, with getting through it there. But the experience for me was just great. You get in there, you get into it, you feel connected to the character, you're going through everything, and also the fact that most of the game, or at least 99% of the game, can be played one-handed. Well, technically it can, with a little ingenuity. Not much, you can figure it out, I guarantee you. For my fellow players out there that have one-handed or looking for something like this, it is possible. And if you get stuck at one point, let me know.
It's also we wanted to make something that is very comfortable.
Comfortable, and I would also say accessible. Like we got a review from someone on the Oculus store who said he isn't physically able to pick up things with their hand, and that was so touching for us to see that. We were thinking about comfortability first, but then it turned out like one of the most accessible games where you just have to slightly point your finger at something and just press, and then the hand pops and does it for you. Like you don't need to physically reach out with your hand.
Right. Yeah, for me, I have limited upper mobility, so I really appreciate that too. Because some games I can, if it's not too much movement, I could have a longer duration with. Some of them, like super physical ones, I'll play for like maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes max, and then I'll be out of commission for like the next day or two until I can play something else again there. But the fact that you guys made it there's really no movement in there, so motion sickness is not an issue for anybody too. Well thought out, well considered for all that kind of stuff. Not a lot of people take the time to do that. I have a lot of pushback from people, like I've talked to Onward and stuff before. I'm like, can you just put a crouch button in the game for me? Because if I try to drop my gun, try to go reach it, it's through the floor. I can't get to it, Some guys don't want to break that. I respect, you know what I mean? do that, but you guys are opening it up to a bigger
When it's not
audience.
competitive,
And, yeah.
when it's a competitive game, I guess the rules they want to make the rules more strict, but we don't make a competition. We make something that is more like an experience. You get to be a character in the world.
Yeah, like they're expecting people to lay on the floor. Like, how many users
when
are
it's
actually going to do that kind of stuff? Right. Yeah, like for you said, you could be standing up or you can be seated playing your game. You know, you have the option as soon as you get in there to make that choice.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. You know, for me, it was just super simple. A lot of times I have to kind of have an open area to where I got to stretch out. On my couch here, if I end up here, I'll end up punching my water or whatever else off the table. We all done that in our time, right? Or leaned on that invisible table or whatever there. But yeah, the fact that I could just sit on the couch comfortably, not have too much movement here, do it. I was able to sit there for, you know, I'm not sure how much time I actually spent yesterday, but it was at least, you know, a few hours for me going through there, and it was just easy and simple. And yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. I really loved it. So sorry, like I said, I told you I'm going to say it like a million times during this, but I can't. I have to sing the praises. You guys made an excellent game, and I am hungry for more. And I'm glad to hear that you guys sounds like you guys might be having
the
more
most,
to a story there.
The most common like review is saying we want more. Like so, and we get emails and we get tweets and reviews. Like people want more. We got the message. Okay, we know we're on it. We can say we're on it, and we want to make it as fast as possible because we're planning some cool stuff we want to share. But
awesome.
Yeah. I've
awesome.
said.
Yeah. No, I'm happy. I'm excited that you guys have even said that because you knew I was going to ask that question. Anyways, we got it. You know, we got it. I'm going to be just like everybody else out there that's writing.
Like we did some interviews with the people who didn't play the game. It's very different. If you played it, you know, like there's need to be a sequel. There's supposed to be more of the story.
Yeah, and shame on you just using them for clicks, people that are doing that. Not okay. I don't like for me, that frustrates me when people do that because get to know the people that are coming in here that you're going to talk to. You know, something like even if you haven't had a chance to talk to them, do a little research. It'll take you like 10 minutes to learn about somebody online. Or maybe you might have to do a little more digging, maybe 20 minutes of your time. If you can't spare that, don't do the interview. That's just me talking to them. So sorry, I don't mean to get negative there on that, but yeah, that just gets frustrating me when people do that to you guys, or somebody will go and play your entire game, right? I know I've seen a few of those out there where they'll just go through and play the entire game, and it's like, give people a chance to check it out. You know, maybe give them a little teaser, or if you're doing a review, break it up in small increments to where the whole thing isn't being shown. But the fact that people literally just went through your whole game, how is that going to help you guys in the long run, right? If I've seen an entire game,
like they're streaming the game?
Probably.
Like a full stream of the game. At first we were a little concerned, especially because it's a narrative game, and the spoilers are like, if you spell the game, it's after some time of the game being out there, we don't concern with it, I think. Like, if people, like, you can,
Yeah, I think I give, you know, our audience enough credit for them to say to themselves, if the video is interesting enough after 1 or 2 minutes, they'll say, okay, it's much more fun to experience it. Or I can, you know, just experience it and then watch my favorite streamer play the rest. And if it's somebody who's not into VR or doesn't have a headset, then it's irrelevant at the moment anyway.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah, and everybody knows that watching a VR game on YouTube. Yeah, watching a VR game on YouTube, it's not like playing it.
True.
Yeah, it's something
True.
completely different. And if you're a VR person, you know it. Like it's not something that we need to tell them. Like they know it's different in VR. And yeah, if somebody watches it and tells themselves, yeah, it's completely not my genre, I only play zombie games, then yeah, sure, watch it, enjoy. Like it's not like they wouldn't have enjoyed the game on VR anyway. It is
Point.
what it is. So it's still we're happy with any video or interview about us. It's
We're
not
still
like
overwhelmed with the game, with
yeah,
people interested in
it's
the
amazing
game
for
and
us.
people
Yeah.
streaming it. Like
Well,
we're
yeah, no,
happy
it's
with anyone is, yeah,
well, yeah.
doing
You
something
guys
with the
should be
game.
riding that high. You guys made something great. And yeah, I didn't mean to. Again, we didn't mean to get negative there with that. But yeah, it's just it's tough watching people get on there. They don't spend 5 minutes to learn the controls. They make it look very difficult for people in there at times. Yours obviously that didn't. I'm sure didn't have the trouble with it because you're just going click, click, click. You got what you need there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah, give it to me. If you're going to do a walkthrough, at least give it a month. Give people a month to experience that thing. That's just my own personal opinion on stuff, though. I just
Fair
it
enough.
frustrates me people when they spoil that. It's not again not to be negative there, but like give these guys a chance to sell the game instead of showing the entire thing. But yeah, you have a point there. You have a point there. You know what I mean? It's if somebody isn't going to play it and watches that way, that's a great way for them to experience and at least see at least see the story that's being told. So they're still getting to experience what you've done, and that I'm sure
In a
is
sense.
like you said is amazing for you too as well. Well, in a sense, yeah, right. You're not in the well, I want to call it a physical world, but it is digital physical world. We'll call it there. Yeah, seeing it there and experiencing the lighting and the atmosphere and everything else along with it, you do miss that on a flat screen. And but at least they'll get to see the story. It's a great story. They'll get to hear the wonderful humor there. So any way they can experience it is great. Trying to figure out how we can go around here with not giving away too much. You did tell a lot of what the story was there. We did talk about that there maybe some other stories there too as well. Is there anything else that you guys want to mention or talk about?
Like on what aspect?
Yeah, there
the
was
story, the game?
Anything.
there was something I wanted to say when you said earlier that the game was a bit short, which we agree with. But I think we tried to do like a lot of, we didn't take anything for granted. And I think a lot of times in game design, it's really easy to kind of dilute everything, to sacrifice everything for just gameplay time. And we really wanted to make an experience that is really, packed. Like every second something happens. You're never bored. And
it's a different kind of
as we said,
immersion. It's a different kind of immersion, like when it's always interesting. Like you don't get stuck too much on the puzzles, and the story is always interesting.
Yeah, and as we said before, like it calls for more stories. So there will be opportunity to do like different stuff and slower paced stuff maybe. But we wanted to like start this franchise with a boom, like with something that is, and being the small team that we were, we really, really, tried to, manage our resources wisely and like make something that would really stand out. And yeah, it was a sacrifice because for us too, we love it when you can just, go in for hours on end. Like we're gamers too. We understand. But yeah, that was something
A lot of
had in
scenes
mind
like
earlier
were
about-
not made eventually. Like we wanted to make more scenes, more characters, but we wanted to make the game also and like put it out in the world. So you can't do everything, especially in such a small team. But I'm working on it.
Yeah, I've seen small groups pull off way bigger feats than large groups too as well. And you guys, in my opinion, did that here. The simple art style, to where it will look good on any headset, but is still visually appealing. The mixture of the 2D movies with the 3D interaction stuff in there without spoiling too much. Yeah, it just the whole thing. I love that. I love the noir style of it there. Like
I also
games
think
and stuff like that. Those are really fun, and you guys really nailed it with that. It was like playing a comic book, right? You guys told a great story, or even a movie. It's like playing a part of a movie or a comic book there.
Yeah, getting to a comic book universe was one of our ideas, like of how to, when we started to talk about the game, like, okay, we want to make a game where you enter a comic world, like you're inside the comic book or inside the detective film, and you get to be the detective.
Yeah, even the style of movement was like, it was live interaction, but it, like you said, it was like frame by frame of a comic book, how they would show the, kind of slow movement to get to the point where you have each box going through, where you get the subtleties of it there to show what's going on. And yeah, I had a great time with it, and I hope a lot of other people will experience it too as well. And I'm glad to see that you guys have been getting a great reaction for it there. And hopefully this can be a reminder to people out there to pick this thing up. I don't always say that all the time, but pick this thing up. It is worth your time.
Yeah.
If you love good storytelling, you like good humor, you like a fun game to play, this is your game. I know you. That's my 5 stars for you right here.
Thank you so much.
I don't always do the reviews because I kind of stay on the level with you guys, right? Because I'm here to help. I would love to do more reviews than that, but I don't want to just. I want people to get to know you and what you guys do and the magic that you guys put out there. So I appreciate what you guys have done.
Maybe we can tell a bit more about our workspace, or are we wrapping up?
Sure. No, whatever you want to talk about, that's what we're here to do. So
because you said it was done in a basement, but it's actually a bit even more exotic than that. It's it's a municipal bomb shelter where we live. They have these in each and every city.
True.
And what it's like they have this program at the municipality of like dual purpose shelters. And so when there's an emergency, like the neighborhood flocks in and hides. But during regular days, they give these out as studios for artists, which is a program we applied to and got in. And it's surreal. Like there are no windows, all like, big crazy ventilation systems, like air, how to say?
Circulation.
Air filtering.
Yeah,
if there's poison
like that.
if there's poison above, we can like poisonous bomb or something like this.
We will still be able to. We will
produce
still be
the
able
sequel.
to make VR. Yeah.
To make the sequel for Retropolis, even under a bomb.
So if there's no more Israel out there, unfortunately, you guys will still be in there
we will
on
go underground.
Well, that would be horrible to think about, but that is horrible to think about. But at least you guys are safe down there, and you have a spot, right?
And it does inspire
whatever happens. Yeah.
It does inspire the apocalyptic vibe of the game or the apocalyptic backstory, because we are in a pretty post-apocalyptic
feel like we live in
yeah
ever since COVID hit, and we like work in underground with VR headsets all day, so we don't always remember where are we. It's a little post-apocalyptic way to live.
Totally.
So we're making a post-apocalyptic art, you could say.
There you go. That's definitely an interesting way to put it there. But that's pretty amazing. I didn't know those programs existed there. That's pretty cool. That at least
it's mostly for painters. We're the first like developers. We said like on the applications we do digital art. We didn't go like so like old people from the culture community of Tel Aviv would say, okay, it's art that we want to help.
Yeah, we kind of got in the
It
back
was-
door. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, we
Well,
consider
you are
ourselves
still making art.
artists and, yeah.
You are making art.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you are digitally
Yeah,
painting.
Especially, yeah, especially if we're talking to the city culture department, we're making art. This is what we should say.
Well, you are. You're not. There's not a lie there. You guys.
Yeah, I
honest,
don't
you got
think
the
I'm
space. No, you're not.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, really you are.
but when we talk to audiences, we say it's a game. And if we talk to, I don't know, like in business meeting, like we could say we're a startup. Like every time we
it
talk to
depends.
people, we're a little different.
Well, I mean, if you look at it technically, even like Philip behind you there, that's art. Once you make it move, it's still moving art. So
Yeah.
you guys were
Yeah.
right on what you
It
said. Well, yeah, for people that are developing and making those kind of things or animating, they understand that portion of it there. It's moving shapes at the right moment, making sure the interactions are there, things aren't colliding wrong, or you're getting a elbow popping out where it shouldn't be in VR, or, things can go really weird with that.
Yeah.
And the VR space is still figuring that out in a lot of aspects there, but it is kind of neat to see all these things and see your digital hand and everything else in there. Sorry, I'm taking that to a whole nother tangent there, but yeah, that's pretty amazing that they do that for you guys out there and let people do that. That's a good resource, good use of resources out there, in my opinion. Plus, it'll keep you safe, and I like that too.
Yeah.
Because I want you guys to be safe. So appreciate that you are there in that case there, because you guys live in an awesome place, but yeah, unfortunately, there is a lot that goes around the area, and
From time to time.
yeah.
Mostly not.
Again, I don't want to take it to a level, but yeah, from time to time, that is correct. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are there. I'm glad you're bringing your artwork and style out to the world there. It's well appreciated. So
Thank
it
you
is
so
the
much.
bomb.
And
You guys made a bomb game and a bomb shelter.
yeah,
Nice way to put it.
it's a great.
So you can
way
look at
to
it that
put
way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you again for having us here. This is so touching, and keep up the good work. This show is amazing, like the stuff that you're doing for the community, and building this whole ecosystem of gamers and games and content. And who would have imagined
Having a conversation.
couple of years back when we started with VR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like even 2 or 3 years ago, when people heard we're making a VR game, when we just started working on Metropolis,
They were like, "You're nuts." Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people said that years ago, of course, and thank you for what you said there. We do this for you guys. I mean, without you there and the games you guys and everything else, the experience you guys are putting out there, there would be no VR. It would be thing that started, had a very limited amount of experiences and died and fizzed out. But your passion and the passion of others out there are what keep this thing going. We all love what you do. You see the effect VR has on people. I still play flat games instead of pancakes, as everybody calls them too, because I don't forget my
me
roots,
too.
where I came from. But yeah, going into VR is just a whole nother level. And like I said, without you guys doing this kind of stuff out there, we don't have a future for VR. We'll do our best to help you out. You know what I mean? Getting the word out there for you guys. We are a smaller group, kind of more a niche deal on our end. But yeah, we want to make a fun experience for you too here as well. Something different. We can talk over Zoom, right?
Yeah,
not
for
everybody
sure.
wants to show their face out there on camera. I've seen a lot of people get nervous when they're talking to them. It's a good way to do it, but this way, it's more personal. We're here in the same space. Like I said, we're halfway across the world from each other, and we're sitting here in different time zones at the same time. You're in the future. We're in your past. We're here at the same time. We're talking.
Ooh,
I
sounds
can
like
high five you,
Retropolis.
shake your hand. Yeah, right.
Future meets
But yeah,
past.
yeah. I don't want to go too much on that. But yeah, like I said, without you guys, the future of this would not be there. You know, Facebook or other people can throw as much money as they want at people, but without creative people making these games and having the passion for it, this doesn't have a future. So
Yeah, and we hope
I'm happy you guys
other
are.
like we're waiting for more creators to come. Like it's
Yeah.
they're supposed to come. Where are you, everybody? Like we're waiting for
Well,
we want to play games like this that other people will make.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you said that your goal is to inspire others to do stuff too, that warms the heart. I love that. You know what I mean? That's passion and inspiration there. And I love seeing that. There are some developers out there that are very vocal that are frustrated with the situation out there that I'm sure you've seen, but it's like, stop yelling at people on Twitter. That time you took to do that, you could have finished your game in that time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people could be experiencing that, and then you'll be more excited about what you're doing. But yeah, you guys have been very excited the whole time. I love your passion. I love that you guys are trying to reach out to everybody and talk to you. I thank you guys for coming in here today, too. I know you say it's a pleasure for you, but honestly, it's a pleasure for me to sit here and talk to you guys. And like you said, I didn't think years ago this would be happening. I was just a guy playing games at home. You know, we saw that there was something different we could do here, and we hope this inspired others too. Upload. If you're watching. Yeah, I was honored with them too. They kind of took the same aesthetic we did, but we figured other people would do that, but we kind of wanted to start that there because we have VR. Why not do something in VR?
There's so much you can do in VR.
With
So much you
yes,
can
right,
do. Like,
exactly.
it's
Right.
it's like the limits is your imagination in VR.
Yes.
Like your imagination and a bit of tech expertise would help, but basically the imagination is the biggest limit.
True. I've seen people just buy assets from the Unity store and slap them in there and still do something decent with barely any experience in making a game. But yeah, like even when I talked with Handy before, he's like, you can make a game with a deck of cards, right? You can make a brand new game or a brand new idea for a game with just a deck of cards out there.
Yeah, and also like the idea of
creativity and you can
the idea of what game is. Like we're now in Rec Room, which is a game, and we're doing like a talk show. Like it's
Right.
so innovative.
Yeah, it's our own little studio in here. Yeah, so it's like I said, we try to make it fun, visually appealing for people, hopefully, and just give them just here to get to know you, really. Again, thank you for taking your time. Is there anything else you guys might want to mention? I know I'm getting the eyeballs over there.
Yeah, if we're talking about
I can talk forever sometimes.
There was something I wanted to say. It's very back into the craft of making VR, but like it's DEVChats, so maybe other creators are watching us. I really want to point out something that can be very mundane, but I really feel when I play new VR games or like small games in App Lab, I want to give a shout out for Immersive Sound, everybody. Like every dev out there, you should be thinking about your sound sources in Unity and where you put them and what are their qualities. And if you're making music, like we had the great opportunity to work with Eyal Schindler, which also is a friend, and he did our mixing, and he brought a whole new level of thinking about where you put the sound source, and he's also dealing a lot with music. So we did the mix in different channels, and like at the jazz club, there no spoilers, there's a scene in a jazz club, like he know how to do sound for a live performance. So he did the sound of the stage like he would do in a real club, and it came out really good. So I think that, and sometimes I see music concerts in VR where the sound is like it's flat, like it's only stereo. It's not spatial. So if there's something I can tell for creator to any creator in VR, think about your sounds. That's, I had to say it.
No, I mean, yeah, you guys did a great job with that too. Even like when you pick up the phone, not to give too many spoilers there, but when you pick up the phone,
no, it's the
sounds like you're
sound of the
listening on the
game.
earpiece. You put it farther away, it would be like it was in real life. The sound kind of goes away. So the directional sound you guys had in there with it, and the spatial usage that you had,
So important.
fantastic. Yeah, I agree.
It's so
I
important.
agree.
Like people talk a lot about graphics, which is also important, and make the art style good. But making the right sound, it's the secret to make the graphics look better, to make a good sound.
Right. Yeah, you could take any object, but yeah, as long as you have it sound like it's passing you by or doing something else there. Yeah, you could be any basic shape or anything there, but yeah, that level of immersion that you're talking about there, it just adds so much more to it there. So I agree with what you're saying there, and I hope people do more of that. Some people obviously don't have a budget to do audio, but just find some person, pick their brain.
It's about thinking about it. It's about going to Unity and make sure all the audio sources, if you're working on Unity, make all the audio sources placed well. You can move them. Like no spoilers. We have a scene where Philip gets, I don't say it, but there's a montage, and we have like a sound source moving through your head, like from the music, like one element of the music. We got inspired to do it from Pink Floyd, like from Dark Side of the Moon, how they play with stereo. With VR, we get so much, I think Pink Floyd would dream to have what we can do in VR. They only had two speakers. We have like surrounding the sound.
Right.
Yeah, we have the whole space. You can do, and it's not about like budget. It's about caring about the details. I think the details of what you can do.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, it's like for me, I didn't have a lot of training even in editing and doing stuff like that. But yeah, you go out there, you find out how to do it, and you get it done. Spend that time. It makes it so much better. I completely agree with what you're saying there, everything that you're saying there. So yeah, hopefully more people will listen to you there. And there are developers that do watch these shows, but hopefully they'll take that as inspiration from you there too as well. It does make a big difference. It really does. Even people playing around with that in here too, it blows my mind because it's 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional sound, but making the way they move it around and do other stuff in there just is amazing. Yeah. Sorry. Just remembering all the different experiences I had with that there. Just some fantastic times. Yeah, that's what really.
Yeah, and one note I would like to add, if
really
it's
made
fine.
a difference. Yeah,
Just,
sure.
if anybody watches it and want to contact us or ask us anything or let us know what they think about the game or game development or anything, we're super happy to talk anytime.
Yeah, what's the best way, you guys? We'll put that on here. What's the best way to? Which way do you prefer them to contact you?
Can join our Discord.
Twitter.
We're there regularly,
Discord.
or tweet at the studio, or just DM us. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
So
we're out there where you can get it. Well, we're not yet in a place where you can't get us. Where you can just email
talking to people is the best.
Well, if you guys get busy and huge, then you'll have to do that fine line because you guys will be managing probably multiple projects in the future. Hopefully, that's my hope for you guys there. So
hopefully,
yes, it happens. Even if you don't want it to, it'll happen. I've watched it happen with other groups here too as well. But that's that's pretty awesome. I love the fact that you guys are open with people there. So best way, Twitter, Discord, guys, we'll have the information here. If it's not here, I will have it in the description of the video below. Even though I'm pointing the floor in here right now, but that's where it'll be, down there. Oh, guys, anything else that you want to add that you can think of? Because
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you for everyone watching.
Yeah.
well, again,
Thanks for
really
playing.
appreciate you guys.
For everyone who played.
Yeah, it's worth your time. I'm giving my seal of approval now. Even though, if I haven't given that 100 times already during this interview here. But guys, again, thank you for spending your time here with us. I really asappreciate you doing it.
Thank you.
And
Asaf, let's do high five.
High five.
again, guys, thank you, Eyal and Asaf, for joining us today. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Guys, stay tuned. We'll have another episode of DEVChats coming soon. And thanks for joining us. Have a great
Bye-bye.
night, day, whatever time frame it is for you. We'll see you soon.
Bye.